One night at the guild. The moon is shining brightly. Oh boy, it's special episode 3, and it's gonna be a long one. They just keep getting worse and worse and worse. Actually, the second one was pretty good. I really liked that one. I'm Sunflora. I'm an apprentice to the guildmaster. I really enjoy life here at the guild. I really like treasure, and training is really fun. What is wrong with Sunflora? Since I've joined the guild, my exploration ability has really grown. Okay, you probably want to pay attention to this because this is essentially the entire special episode. Special episode 3 is my least favorite of them all. I think this one is stupid, pointless, a waste of time, and I hate Sunflora. I don't get this special episode. Surely the game designers could have come up with something, anything, better than this special episode. But this one just is so lame. Anyway, you're playing as Sunflora. You're after this hunter. This invincible hunter. And it's up to Sunflora to do this job. It doesn't even really have ties to the story. Bidoof was all about, I'm becoming a member of the guild, I'm learning. And Igglybuffs was like practically all about Guildmaster's beginning. They had meaning. This is just some silly mission Sunflora has to go on. The only connection it really has is to something Sunflora wrote in her diary about Loungrid. I'm sorry, but this one is just too lame for me. As Sunflora could travel all around Treasure Town, I really wish that your own characters would be somewhere in town. It would just be so cool to talk to yourself as a different Pokemon. At the time of this special episode, Spinda's Cafe is still closed. I haven't actually tested the Marowak Dojo out. I have not really checked that out, although Yeah, I see it won't let you do training. There's very little you could actually do in town. If you want some money, by all means, what you should know about Sunflora is Sun is her best friend. So if the next dungeon actually has a lot of like sun, I think there's some form of orb that makes the weather sunny. Those are really useful. Sunflora's moveset is not the greatest, but very well ranged. Her main two offensive, unfortunately all of her attacks are grass, but the range is pretty good. I recommend you go to storage. You don't need a lot, but I would recommend you grab yourself like a hold item of some sort. I recommend a special band, because special bands are pretty good and they'll help beef up her special attacks. If you want, it might be a good idea to have some hold items with you. Grab an apple, but for the most part, none of the dungeon segments are more than 4 floors, so you should be fine there. Grab an orange berry or 2. If you want, take a reviver seed. I'm going to, just because I'm filming, but when I played this on my own, I didn't use a reviver seed. And I really don't recommend you bring one either, because it's kind of a waste. But just in case, doesn't hurt. And obviously, in case you didn't notice, these are all from your own storage. So, main game, make sure you're not taking items that are very important to you, because, well, that would be a disaster. By the way, I've already done this mission, so I have a little something I forgot about. After you beat this, you'll get a sun scarf, and it's a Sunflora specific item, and it lets you absorb fire type moves for hit points. So I'm gonna cheat. You won't be able to do this the first time you do it, but you will be the second time. Why am I doing it? Because it makes my filming job much easier. That's what I'm after. I'm after showing you the dungeons. I'm not after doing it in the most cleanly of fashions. Recommend you save, and this is a very straightforward episode. One dungeon, that's it. Spring Cave. I don't really understand the meaning of this. Maybe it's just because Sunflora is so jittery and hyper. Okay, I admit I like this special episode for one reason. The music. Nothing like the good old classic music from the Magma Cavern in Mystery Dungeon 1. It's just those great memories. Exploring the Magma Cavern and going after Groudon. That was a good walkthrough. Actually, I don't even really remember that walkthrough. It was so long ago. Highly recommend you set Razor Leaf. I have Leech Seed. Sometimes your moves will vary. The first time I had played this, I didn't have Leech Seed. I had, I forget the name. It's the move that makes Pokemon not sleep. This is actually a better moveset than what I had. So sometimes the movesets oddly change. Anyway, Spring Cave is 4 floors. Then there's the upper Spring Cave. Then there's another 4 floors. Then there's the middle Spring Cave. Then there's some explosions, some more fireworks. And then there's the lower Spring Cave, which is another 4 floors. Then there's the Spring Cave Depths, which are another 4 floors, and the Spring Cave Pit. So even though this is only one dungeon, it is one long dungeon. And it's not necessarily long, it's just there's a million segments. 2 kinds of Kecleon shops here. One are like really orbish type Kecleon shops. And then the more rare Kecleon shops that have actual useful items that aren't just utter orbs that are a waste. I'm not really sure what that is about with all these traps, but okay. Unfortunately, Sunflora's attack range is fairly hurtful because of the lack of power points. That is Sunflora's biggest weakness. There are monster houses here. Monster houses appear throughout generally the entire dungeon at a rate of about 6 to 8% per floor. That isn't good. I need an Oranberry. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. I shouldn't have done that. Ooh, stupid. That's why I brought Reviver Seed. On the last floor of all of this mess, there's a 50-50 shot of a monster house being on that floor, so be very careful of that. Use orbs to your advantage should you fall into a monster house. Kecleon shops are at the most awkward of numbers. There's some floors that's 50-50, some floors are 30%, some floors are only 10%. It's very random. There is very thick darkness on all the floors aside from boss floors, because obviously this is an outlaw mission, so you should expect a boss. I mean, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? There's water, generally varies throughout. There's a ton of floors with water. And obviously you have your boss battles, so I'll cover those when we reach them. Traps are warp traps, gust traps, spin traps, summer traps, slow traps, poison traps, summon traps, traps. You got Cubones, Snubbles, Metatites, Baltoys, Trapinches, Larvatars, Wormadams, Cacneas, Arons, Onyxes, Parases, Beldums, Zubats, Ekans, and Cranidos. Very extensive list of Pokemon in this place. That set up our spring cave, but my camcorder is being very non-focusy today. Haunter. How very interesting. Oh boy, here we go. One of the all-time easiest boss battles just because of Sunflora's moveset. Use Bullet Seed like crazy. Then use Grass Whistle, put it to sleep, take a step back, turn around, and rehash the process. You shouldn't really have to do this much, of course, if Haunter wakes up after one turn like he did for me. The reason you take a step back is so when he wakes up you could have that range and you won't take an attack. I'm having very poor accuracy, but it's okay. See, very easy. Don't even worry about it. Done. Let's arrest him. Forget the rest of this dungeon. Right? AIs. They burn. Oh my, now they're really burning. How is he perfectly fine? Well, shall we continue? Music time.